So I always like to start deck techs for decks like this where we're building around new cards like Giada. I got some Sanctuary Wardens and stuff here that I have very little certainty that this is an optimal Angels deck. There's lots of different ways you could approach building this archetype. I've chosen mono white because I just wanted a good consistent mana base with good utility in it, and it just felt like I had enough playable white spells without splashing into other colors. Excuse me, there's probably merit into exploring black white and possibly green white and Bant as well, but today we're starting with mono white. Sanctuary Warden in particular is a card that I think has a lot of potential. So this has 2 shield counters on it to protect itself from some spot removal, and it notably cantrips itself when it comes into play. So even if it gets exiled, you're going to be able to draw a card and make a token with it. This deck has plenty of 1/1 counters to have this have synergy with, so you're not just removing its shield counters. We got Valkyrie, Aspirant, and Wandering Emperor as things to remove with this as well. Got a lot of excellent 2-drops here, so let's go ahead and pop on into a few games with this. But before we do...
Jeff Hoagland fans, Cool Stuff Inc. is partnering with Jeff on a special, limited edition, all-metal vampire token. This is a one-time only production run, with each token individually numbered and totally unique. Pre-orders are only open from April 18th through May 1st. After that, they'll never be offered again. Don't miss your chance to get one of these unique tokens by going to the address on the screen now. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Here's the last date for the metal token counters. So if you're a fan of the content, you want to get some one-of-a-kind Hoaglandia memorabilia, be sure to check those out at coolstuffinc.com/metal. Ornanauts. Is this a land? I think it is. With only 4 lands in the opener, that's a land. Awesome, guy. Glad to have a Skyclave Apparition here. Not really ramping to anything with this, so I think we just lead on the Aspirant and get some counters building up on something. Yeah, definitely, Paula. I think we just Skyclave the Oni Cult Anvil here. I think that's more threatening in the short term than the Fable. Is it? It might not be, actually. I guess we have flying creatures to go over the top. Yeah, I'm gonna tag the Fable, actually. Yeah, the Fable's gonna give them card selection, then be a must-answer threat later, right? I don't have that many removal spells in my main deck. Postboard will get some portable holes and stuff to be a little bit more interactive. Game 1, we're mostly leaning on our 4 copies of Skyclave. Even with that draw, we go ahead and just go Giada into Foretell here. Counter out my Vigilance, Dorko. And then next turn, if they don't kill Giada, we can actually go Valkyrie into Skyclave Apparition, since Giada makes extra mana towards an angel. I supposed to put the 1/1 counter on the Skyclave that turn?
Entire planes. Pleasure
One
doing
city
business
will
with. Go ahead.
Stop me if you've heard this one before, chat. But we're in a pretty okay spot, assuming we don't get meathook massacred. It's actually Valkyrie and Aspirant here. Because even if this dies, it'll soak removal before we get these Starnheim tokens down. And once again, asking my donation be made to the upkeep of the Prime Playground this season. Are the kids still enjoying it? They are! In fact, Haley is big enough to do the big slide by herself now. Although she has a little bit of trouble fully climbing up to the top.
My goons will make quick work of you.
We actually just got a Prime Playground adjacent upgrade. We ordered this at the start of the year, and this finally came in, so we actually have a sitting area out back with the playgrounds off to the left over here. Chat, they killed all my stuff. Are we dead? I feel pretty dead. This table brought to you by Twitch Prime, quite literally. Feels like we're just kind of ground out here. Like, regardless of what I take, I'm kind of in a bad spot. These Obnixilis are draining us for 4. This is going to keep draining us. Seems great. Honestly, Elspeth might be good here simply for virtue of the fact that she gives us things with lifelink. Kind of appropriate to point to ask for some sideboarding advice. So I play Anvil. I mostly board Obnixilis out in the aggressive matchups. I don't know. I haven't played the archetype enough. The 1/1s it makes seem okay, but it does also just get attacked down. Probably depends on what you're changing it out for. It doesn't seem like a card that's necessarily bad in the aggressive matchups, but it is a card where I would believe you have better cards for that slot. This doesn't seem particularly useful here, huh? It doesn't exile a lot of their meaningful stuff. We don't want to let them get to a point where they tap it first. I think this is my trim. Maybe we go down on a couple of aspirants as well. That's kind of stonewalled on the ground very easily. Okay. It's a little awkward that Giada, that this doesn't count as an angel spell for Giada. Oh, Giada also involves 1/1 counters for Sanctuary Warden is nice. Another Blood Scythe Harvester is a great draw there for them. Assuming they have a land, I suppose. They could be missing a land. They are missing a land. Well, that's great for us. Magic is a skill-based game. Do-da, do-da. Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum. Our big brain gameplay here. Yeah, this unfortunately, the shield. Obnixilus's life loss. Skillfully cut their deck to no lands. Listen. I didn't cut their deck, chat. Magic Arena did it for me. Just gotta slip Arena a 5-er, and then you'll get what you want, or they get what they won't want. Alex Burton CD is my desired cutter. Actually, sir, you get over 10 wild cards for $50, meaning a wild card is less than $5. Just gonna go ahead and Skyclave this anvil here. It could be right to play these out, but if my opponent interacts with these, I just lose so much tempo, and I think I want to disrupt their proactive plan before I try and lean into our proactive plan. On this to try and look for removal here.
I bring order to this broken world. You wish to know my secrets?
Ha!
Very well.
Wasn't expecting the card draw there. Go Valkyrie into foretell this. Hey, HernQ, thanks for sticking around for over 3 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Your Valkyrie is not long for this world. Well, at least they have to meathook this turn if they want it, I suppose.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Way to be, Hogland! I really need to, like, leave some things on my internal monologue, Chip. I guess the problem with this sequence is, if they kill my Valkyrie, I just die to the Sorin, right? Oh, I guess I can fire up Cave and hit the Sorin next turn. They have another piece of spot removal. We're in a lot of trouble, though, because we're just going to die to their attacks. So I have to do this, or Sorin's Unite move is lethal. The problem here is they just get to fire up Den of the Bugbear and crack me for 4.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Yeah, we don't have a comeback mechanic from here. Yeah. They're gonna sack Den of the Bugbear, get 2 3/3s, we just out of the +1s. Playing creature decks in Standard has not felt good. It's been a bit of a massacre trying to make creature decks work. I want to just start by attacking here, because I'd rather they remove this than remove this. We started with 5-color Niv in Historic Archivist. We're just our second match with Angels. Opponent looking to Jund us out, it would appear. Yeah, creature deck's basically getting to play one-sided sweepers, or sweepers with upside. Is a bit of a design strain, it feels like. Maybe I should have put a 1/1 counter on the Aspirant or the Angel there, because with the treasure counter, they could actually meat hook for 3 this turn. I could have played around that a little bit with Aspirant. No, I have a 2/2 split owl. What is this avatar, by the way? I don't think I've seen this one before. It's like some kind of hamster with horns. It's a cat demon. Okay. So they have to jump block here. Definitely enjoy stepping on people with her patches. She's lovely. Alright, can only meathook for 4 here. Valkyrie being kept alive thanks to our aspirant. I think Magic the Gathering formats tend to be at their best when a small creature aggressive deck is the best deck in the format. And I say that because small creature aggressive decks tend to be decks that care about attacking and blocking. And if blocking is meaningful interaction, Magic tends to be in a good spot, in my opinion. So, I think in this matchup, I'm going to cut these Valkyries. They're kind of just like a dumb beater / blocker card. Opponent's deck's looking to get a little grindy. Gonna bring in Elspeth to grind. Reidane and Thalia are decent disruptive elements. Maybe I don't want the Thalias. Reidane seems good though. They've got a few things that cost 4+. Trim a land on the draw. Yeah, something like White Weenie for sure. Yeah, Ban Coco was a fine one. It's definitely a deck that cared about the combat step. In my opinion, the combat step is the most interesting part about Magic because it creates the most permutations or different decisions you could be making in games. So I think decks that allow the combat step to be leveraged well tend to be the best, the most interesting formats when they're the best decks. What's going on, DMS? Yeah, that's the upside to doing a weekend one. The arena servers didn't let us play on Thursday, so I wanted to make sure we get in. We've got a bunch of decks in the deck submission thanks to the Every Plate promo. So I wanted to get in a bunch while we can. Don't want folks to have to wait too long. Speaking of, if you're someone that was thinking of using the Every Plate promo to submit a deck to be played on stream, that will be ending later this week. If you know it's something you're going to use at some point, the promo ends this week, but if you sign up using the link, you can hold your deck submission through the end of the month if you're still trying to figure out what you want to submit with it. So a few people waiting on that. Legion Angel is so good into these mid-range decks. Just like, and what if I played a threat that also is guaranteed to draw 2 more threats? How would that make you feel? Doomblade resolves. technically tempo negative exchange for us, but they don't have any permanence in place, so they're not really leveraging the tempo they generated from an exchange like that. Now, Chariot changed the dynamic a little bit. They spend time killing my Legion Angels while Chariot is in play. They're more likely to start closing the game out. They definitely need pressure to go with their disruption here. And then next turn, I'm going to have to decide, do we want to just Sanctuary Warden right away, or do I want to Aspirant plus Angel on 6? This is a 5/5. Pretty decent stat line on blocking. You know what I think is my least favorite, somewhat recent development when it comes to people clickbaiting things to game social media algorithms yet? Does anybody else find it incredibly annoying that people now, when they post stuff on Twitter for videos, they say the link is in the replies as opposed to just linking it in the actual main Twitter post? I'm pretty sure they do that to get people to click on the main post to get to the link so they get the extra interaction on the Twitter post. To farm extra engagement to appease the algorithms, but... The shield counters count combat damage. Yeah, anytime you take any amount of damage, you lose a shield counter. Any amount of damage from any source. 4 mana, no plays. Ignore the fact that I have Legion Angel here that I didn't cast. Definitely just can't do anything.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
See if they have a removal spell here for Aspirant. Said screenshots from the original post are less successful. No, I don't think that's a part of it, Avocado. Because it's not, if people don't do it on, it's not being posted on things that are like opinions and stuff. It's for content. I can remove one from the Emperor. That's great. I'm just gonna make it 2/2. Yeah, shield counters prevent destroy effects, but they do not prevent exile effects. My land sequencing being wrong here is actually a pretty big deal because I don't have 8 untapped mana next turn now. So I can't theoretically play 2 4-mana spells, so messing that up was a bit yikes. Raven Feeblement goes around the shield counter. Correct. But this still wouldn't die in combat.
Show them how we greet our enemies. watch out. I never give
This
up.
draw a card and make a token happens every time you attack, in addition to enter the battlefield. So we've got this pressure in the air now, and we've got a steady source of card advantage. Maybe I should put some counters on this to have it play around Meathook Massacre. Yeah, because if they play a land, they could Meathook me for 5 here, right? I'd still be a little bit ahead, but I'm worse off than if I had Sanctuary Warden. So yeah, definitely should have put one of my 2/1 counters on the Warden last turn. The 3/1 less exciting into my 1/1s here. Correct. Shield counters do not stop Exile or Meathook Massacre. Yeah, I agree. The blitz mechanic's really well done. Feels like they're playing to a Meathook here, huh? They can Meathook for 7 next turn, theoretically. I have them dead to an attack, though, right? They're at 15. I have 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, theoretically, because I can remove the blocker with Skyclave Apparition. They might have a removal spell the way they're counting out my stuff. They might Meathook for 1. And again, couldn't destroy the Sanctuary Warden because she currently has that shield counter on her.
Strike fast and strike hard. You're going to rest in pieces.
So they can only Meathook for 6 currently. Which means they need land Meathook as their draw step plus existing card to clean my Sanctuary Warden out in addition to the rest of my board. And even if they go land Meathook, the second Emperor from my hand will save my Warden. I think we're good to go here. This card definitely seems powerful. If there's not a lot of Vanishing Verse in the format, I can imagine this card being something of a format staple. Creates board presence and card advantage, which gives you flexibility to be powerful in a lot of different matchups.
I'm not overconfident. You're just overwhelming. Remember your training.
It's definitely too early to say what standard looks like one way or another with SNC Shadow Kid. It's only been out for like 3 days. Meathook Massacre is kind of a miserable card, though. I'm really hoping we get a Meathook Massacre nerf inside of Alchemy, so we can have a format where this card just isn't as obnoxious. They're dead in the air, right?
Show them how we greet our enemies. Back off.
Hey, Dirk Dastardly, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Double-faced cards always return on their front side when they are returned to play. Okay, so we slogged slogged through meathook pretty well there. That definitely felt better than the anvil matchup felt. Anvil was a bit rough. Yeah, I agree with that, Precipic. Farewell is like the mid-range Dream Crusher. That seems fine. I know a timeout request when I see one. You seeing the new white being played much? Remind me which one that is, Dirk? So, the answer to your question is no, but I also don't know which cards you're talking about. Can y'all hear whatever my child is bouncing up above me? I think the RTX voice is cutting it. Okay, good. RTX. God bless RTX voice chat. Technology is wonderful. They're just like bouncing a ball, chat. You're not missing anything other than slowly being driven to madness. What is parenting really, if not just slowly being driven to madness? Depopulate. Yeah, haven't seen much of that one, no. Chat, is there anything more peak grixis than cast one spell concede? Is there anything that truly embodies the grixis lifestyle more than that? Definitely big grixis energy. I'm gonna assume they're more controlling and cut these Skyclave Apparitions and Valkyries, but there is a chance that they just didn't really have spells or kept an awkward hand, and we're gonna need to revisit sideboarding for game 3. So a little bit of speculation in my sideboarding here. We'll see if it pays off for us or not. It could be a Delver deck that didn't find Delver. Yeah. Whoa, Thalia into Reidane. I'm having the strangest sense of deja vu, chat. My hopes fading away. My creatures going to my hand. So, I actually don't know if I agree that there's too many sweepers, so much as just a handful of them are probably too pushed. All right, well... Not quite certain how we beat this card, but we're gonna give it the old college try here. Opponent might be flooding a little bit. They've got 2 more Fading Hopes here, though. Oh, I guess Protector's Shield actually doesn't do anything with Lear in play, huh? Not that our opponent knows that, so shh. Is there anything more peak Magic the Gathering than being stuck on 5 lands and drawing the 4th and last spell in your deck that you can't cast on those 5 lands? Is there a more Magic the Gathering experience than this? Only cards in my deck I can't cast on the mana that I have in play. Maybe I need more Valorous Stances in this sideboard. Lear seems pretty impossible. Need to have an answer for that. Need you to have a higher IQ. Magic is a game for geniuses only. I'm trying, okay? It's on deck for Explorer. I haven't decided yet. There's a bunch of things in the deck queue. No, I don't usually do repeat decks for at least a week. Yeah, we played Winota yesterday. Or Friday, we played Winota on Friday. Honestly, I don't intend to, play more Winota without a donation, I don't think. The deck didn't feel particularly good in best of 3. I don't think Chariot solves any of that deck's problems. Like, I didn't really have any spells I wanted to cut for Chariot.
towards the fight. I'm ready. I'll be your shield.
Do this pre-combat so that way we can hit an aspirant like this. I have not seen that deck list, no Dirk. I have so many deck lists that people have sent in. For people wondering what are things we're considering playing in the short term, there are a ton of deck lists in the deck queue chat, like double-digit deck lists. So I'm not really considering looking for things outside of that until I'm through all of the things in there. So until we get through all the things people have sent in. Oh, come on now. Ali Andrazi playing a 5-color pile of mush doesn't make said 5-color pile of mush a thing. That's just like Ali's MO, chat. I have a Halo Fountain deck, I promise it's good. Georgian.
Wait.
Having that many deck submissions has reminded me of both the good and the bad parts of having lots of deck submissions. That is definitely for certain. Yeah, exploring different decks with 5-mana Elspeth in the main is on my to-do list as well. I agree, she seems very, very strong.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Don't Jawari disruption me. Oh, brutal. It's the thing I asked you not to do, opponent. They played out Hagraballing, so I really wasn't expecting them to have disruption left over and keeping that over a removal spell. Got our Lear answer, but they still have 2 cards and a Memory Deluge versus our Planeswalker and Aspirant, so we're definitely behind at the moment based on our opponent having a double-digit life total still. Just immediately has second Lear. I think I need 4 Valorous Stance in the sideboard. Lear's pretty unbeatable if it stays in play. Not that having 4 would necessarily guarantee us another one there, but definitely need to have it on the spot or you have to concede. Has every matchup we've played in Standard today been a Meathook Massacre matchup? If not everyone, almost everyone, right? feel like I need to go check my tapped out log here real quick. Yes, 3 for 3 on Meathook Massacre matchup so far. Oh, green-white dual land. Dead of the Bugbear. The pairings algorithm has heard our pleas and given us an opponent that is not massacring our meat chip. God bless us, everyone. Meathook's a commander staple. It's part of what drives its price. It's fine in Pioneer, I'm sure. But Commander makes chase mythics. Commander playable mythics are expensive. A lot of goodies they could want to take here. Magic is a skill-based game. Do-da, do-da. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. Wasn't the untapped land I wanted for Christmas, but beggars shan't be choosers. Go ahead and put this into exile. Then next turn we could use Giada to cast this one from exile because it makes a 5th mana towards an angel. Okay, we're gonna double up the Spellbinder and crack me for 5. Upgrading Giada to a 4/4. Yeah, maybe. Gaining 4 life there wouldn't have been bad. Yeah, thank you, my friend. That wasn't a line I thought about. This would enter with 1/1 counter for these. Whoa, no plays? Well, that's good for us. Deal Areno. So this thing's gonna be a 9/7? We just trade a Valkyrie here, right? Because then we'll gain enough life next turn that our static text will pop off. Dunk. They don't have good attacks, and our board is just going to continue building up here. Thank you for the lunch, child. Once children are old enough to be upgraded into delivery devices, chat. It's the ideal time to be a parent. The older children get, the further they can fetch things for you. They start by being able to just like point something in the same room and they fetch it and bring it back. And then eventually they can go to different floors of the house. And then when they, turn 16, they get a driver's license. You can send them to places in town to fetch things. The fetch radius just keeps getting perpetually larger. This is a portable hole matchup. They're leveling up and you're the NPC assigning quests. I am okay with that. I think Starnheim's probably too expensive here. On a board that I think I'd rather have Sanctuary Warden as my top end. We trim a Wandering Emperor as well. Naomi, thank you for sticking around for 4 years. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. What do you do when they move out and they stop fetching things for you? I don't know. I'll have to cross that line when we get there. I got another decade or more before that happens, Balls. And we spaced Haley out after the boys for a reason. So Haley's only 2, so we've got, at least probably 2 decades with her. We've got a lot of fetch time left in them, okay? Oh, I should do my sandwich bit, chat. People often wonder why Americans are fat, chat. This is not the entirety of this sandwich. I ordered this sandwich yesterday for dinner, and this is the half of the sandwich that I put in the fridge to have for lunch today. You don't wonder, we know. Fair. Yes, Paul. This sandwich has both American and Swiss cheese on it. My parents told me at a young age to make a happy plate, and I've made it my life goal for 30 years to never see a sad plate. All right, so we're hoping to draw one of our 6 drops next turn. Our Aspirant lets us keep parity into the Spellbinder. Other Valkyrie would also be a good draw. Giada, that works too, right? Because we can upgrade her to a bigger one. So we'll play this out, and then we'll play this out. Look at how huge our board is, chat. Some swole lasses. So you're gonna have to KO the Valkyrie. This is still a 5/7. Okay, so we're just trading that plus that for my one threat. Or do they also have an answer to Valkyrie? Even if we draw a land next turn, we get to fire up Cave of the Frost Dragon. Yeah. Pretty good spot for us either way. Gosh, the matches that don't involve Meathook Massacre in this format are really good. Do you think Meathook Massacre makes it till rotation, chat? And by makes it till rotation, I don't mean this fall. I mean makes it to when it's supposed to rotate, which isn't until fall of 2023. And now their card that killed our creature hangs out in play to also kill us. Yeah, we're actually just dead next turn, right? They blitz this back into play, and I can't block, and I also can't not block. What a pleasant gameplay experience. Want Elspeth for some life gain, a couple of portable holes. They would keep the rest how it is. actually don't think meathook is likely a... I don't think meathook was likely a this is a commander card explicit thing. Push cards tend to be good in commander, but I'd be very surprised if that one wasn't intended to see 60 card play from the design file. It's not that far off Black Sun Zenith design. I'm not blocking with Valkyrie because I don't want them to be able to meathook for 2 and clear my board. Have I talked about why we're mono white and angels? Yes.
Stand with me. You're my enemy. Go sow some chaos. You work for me now, runt.
Alright, can we spike an untapped land here and get our Sanctuary Warden down? The Temple of Tilt makes me sad.
My revenge will be cruel. Your punishment is my entertainment.
Consider yourself fortunate after life. You deal with this annoyance.
This might be a touch too late. We'll see. Yes, yeah, the devils make our shield counter super awkward for sure.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, these black decks all incidentally grind pretty well. Okay, if there was gonna be a series of draws... Oh, you know what? I should have removed the shield counter, right? So I was gonna lose that here anyways. That's a mistake. I forgot how blocking and shield counters interfaced. It's actually a really big mistake because now this isn't a 6/6 and they can go land meathook, clean my board. Oh, I guess with the treasure counter they could have done that anyways, right?
Punishment is my entertainment.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Oh, and the devil counters would have gotten them too, right?
Pleasure doing business with you.
I think I gotta shelve this deck, chat. Maybe we'll find a creature deck at some point in the standard format that doesn't just get shoved in a box mercilessly by these Meathook Massacre decks, but this definitely isn't it. Oh, I don't know what our record was. I just know every time we played against Meathook Massacre, I felt miserable. Well, like maybe the Black Splash can help. What's is it Lisa? I don't know how to spell the legendary angel's name. Might be okay, but like they also just have like plenty of spot removal in their decks too. I would just ban it. You make the card unplayable or ban it. I don't know that you can make a fair version of what Meathook Massacre does. It feels like a card that's probably unplayable or too obnoxious. Maybe you make it like 1 black and double X, but that's probably close to unplayable, right? It means it meathooks for 1 for the same amount and meathooks for 2 for 1 more, but past that it gets prohibitive. Maybe that's enough. The Angel enchantment is pretty okay. Yeah, the Valkyrie enchantment is fine. It just like doesn't fix your Meathook Massacre problem though. Like, I don't know that any of the black cards fix our we can't beat a Meathook Massacre problem. Honestly, we probably just need to splash blue and play counter spells if you want to have a chance with any creature deck in this format. Yeah. Which isn't particularly exciting, but it's probably the reality.